Why don't they make more freaking Rayman Origin games? I mean, they made two of them for consoles and handhelds. Then they made a bunch of mobile phone versions of the game that you have to use the touchscreen for. I think it was like one that's exclusive to the Apple. What's it? The Apple Arcade. So it's like you gotta use your iPad, your iPhone. You can't use an Android device to play those games. And then there's one that's on the Android as well, which is like Rayman Fiesta, I think. Like Rayman Fiesta, something like that. I don't know. I don't play those games. But Rayman Origins, very fun. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend the game. I got this game used at GameStop. My mom got for me for Christmas. Definitely the best bang for your buck if you get it for the PS Vita because, it has an OLED LED screen, so it makes the game look crisp. It looks detailed. Don't get it on the 3DS. The 3DS makes it all pixelated and stuff. It looks nasty on the 3DS, but the PS Vita makes it look nice. And the 3DS and the PS Vita is the only way you can play it on the go. And this is one of those games that it feels better on the go because you can play it anytime you want. So definitely highly recommend the game for the PS Vita if you got one. So yeah, good game. I think it's on the Switch too now. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, get for the Nintendo Switch because the Nintendo Switch also has an OLED LED screen. You can also play it on the the TV if you want to, if you really wanted to. But yeah, good game. Definitely recommend it. Next up, we got Freedom Wars for the PS Vita. This game I got used at GameStop, and very fun game. I don't like anime, but this is one of those anime games I saw a gameplay of, and I was like, you know what? I have to play it. I definitely had to play it, and you know what? It's good. It's like the closest thing to Monster Hunter you got for the PS Vita. So if you like Monster Hunter and you want to play on a PS Vita, this is the closest thing you got. Very fun. I mean, you could play Monster Hunter for the PSP on the PS Vita, but that's a different story. This is an actual PS Vita game. It looks nice, very pretty game. All you do in the game is hunt down a monster and save people. You're basically like this. You're basically like this prisoner of war that have to serve his time. You got like 5,000 years on the clock or something like that. 500,000 years on the clock. And every time you kill a monster or do a task, you lose like maybe like 1,000 years off your sentence. Of course, you only live like 100 years, but yeah, you gotta pay your sentence by killing monsters and stuff like that. So once you kill a monster, once you do a task, you lose 1,000 years off your death sentence, and eventually over time, you might be free. You might be a free person. But yeah. Good game. Very, very long game. There's a ton to do in this game, and it just keeps going and going and going. Because of course, you gotta keep building up until you finally pay off your debts to society. I give this game like an 8 out of 10. I definitely recommend it if you're into that kind of hack and slash Monster Hunter like gameplay. It's good. Next up, we got Rayman Legends for the PS Vita. I got this game used at GameStop, and I bought it myself. This game is very fun. It's not as fun as Rayman Origins. I like Rayman Origins better because it's just, it's a simple 2D platform game. It's very straightforward, very fun, very energetic. This one is very slow. There's a lot of platforming you just gotta be very slow and patient with, and then you also got this little touchscreen segments where you gotta move around the platform with this little flying pixie guy. I've got his name, and you just gotta move platforms for your counter, and that is very 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 slow, very clunky. It's not very fun, but yeah, because it has a touchscreen mechanic, this game is best played on a PS Vita and a Nintendo Wii U or Nintendo Switch. I think it came out on Nintendo Switch too. So yeah, just play the Nintendo Switch or the Wii U, and you got a touchscreen, so you can play the game easier and stuff. So, yeah, it's a good game. It's like an 8 out of 10. I gave Rayman Origins a 10 out of 10, but this one's like an 8, maybe a 9 out of 10. A little bit not as fun, but still fun game. Definitely give it for the PS Vita, Wii U, or Switch because the touchscreen mechanics make this game a little bit better, a little bit more enjoyable. Because if you get it for the PlayStation 3 or if you get it for the Xbox 360, then you gotta use the analog stick to move the touchscreen guy, and it kind of sucks because it just feels awkward. It feels weird. but you could do it that way if you really really wanted to, but you don't have to. You just get it for the PS Vita, Switch, or Wii U. I mean, you probably don't even have a Wii U, so just get the Switch or PS Vita. But yeah, good game, like 8 out of 10. Moving on. Next up, we got Dragon's Crown for the PS Vita. This game I got brand new for Christmas. My mom got for me for Christmas from GameStop, I think. So yeah, GameStop. Fun game. Give it like a 10 out of 10. Very fun 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game with like, you know, RPG mechanics. It's very, very fun, very addictive. The game looks beautiful. I'm not a big fan of anime, but this is one of those anime-looking games that don't bug me because it feels a little bit more Americanized, if that makes any sense. It feels more westernized, I guess. So, yeah, it's a very fun 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game. It's kind of short. This game's kind of a short game, but there's like 8 different characters you can play as in this game. So once you beat the level, once you beat the game as one cattle, you can go back and beat the game as another cattle, and you can go back and beat the game as another cattle, etc., etc. So you have to play this game 8 times as 8 different cattle. So in a way, you know, there's replay factor in this game. So it's a much longer game if you think about it that way, but in a way, it's still like an hour and 45-minute game if you just play as one cattle. And that's only an hour and 45 minutes if you're actually really good at the game. Because if you're not really good at the game, then it's not going to take you an hour and 45 minutes. It's going to take you like maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours tops. That's like the max amount of time. But still, if you're really good at the game, you can beat the game in like an hour and 45 minutes, and you move on to the next cow, and then the next cow, next cow. So yeah, great game. Do recommend it. Just kind of short if you just want to play as one cow, and if you're content with playing as only one cattle, then very short game. Very, very short game. Moving on, last physical PS Vita game that I own is the Little Big Planet for the PS Vita. I got this game brand new at GameStop. A lot of my PS Vita games I keep getting brand new, and that's because PS Vita games they have an online patch or online DLC. They have to use a what this thing. You gotta use one of these codes to unlock the online feature of a PS Vita game. So like, oh, you have to pay $10 extra if you bought this game used. But if you didn't buy the game used and you bought this game brand new, then you get this free online pass where you can play the game online. But if you didn't get this online pass from a new copy, then screw you. You gotta pay $10 to play this game online. Which it sucked, but guess what? I was content with buying the game brand new because of that. So yeah, fun game. Definitely recommend Little Big Planet for the PS Vita in many ways. I think it's actually the best Little Big Planet game. I'm a big fan of this one, just because, you know, it's more it feels more nice to have it in the hand. You know, the PS Vita version on hand, on the go, so you can build your own unique levels anywhere you want. So if you're on like a road trip, if you're on like a business trip, and you're just on like a very long airplane ride, and you want to build something in Little Big Planet, guess what? You can. This is the only game that lets you on the go. You can play Little Big Planet and build stuff. So if you're into that kind of stuff, very fun. Definitely recommend it. And you know, the touchscreen for the PS Vita, it makes it feel nicer to just build stuff. It makes it very easy. While back, you know, on the PlayStation 3 and on the PS4, you had to just, you know, use the analog sticks and move stuff bit by bit, brick by brick, and it kind of sucked. The touchscreen just makes it so much easier. I give this game like a solid 8 out of 10. Very fun. Definitely recommend it. The online the online levels are now like, you know, discontinued, abandoned because I don't know. Long story short, somebody hacked the Little Big Planet servers, so now everyone can't even play the game. And then the people who made Little Big Planet just looked into it and said, you know what? Instead of just, you know, fixing the problem and bring back the servers, we're just gonna delete the servers. We're just gonna say, screw you guys. Time's up. It's been like, what is it, like 15 years. Time to get rid of the online, you know, feature or function of Little Big Planet for the PS Vita and for the PlayStation 3 games as well. So screw you. We're doing that. And yeah, you can't play this game online anymore. You can't play any of the, you know, the extra bonus levels, but what you can do is, if you actually did download some of the levels, you can play those games still if you have them. But you actually had to have downloaded them beforehand before this whole thing happened. But if you didn't download them, then you can't play them at all. But still, it's a very fun game. Definitely recommend it. 8 out of 10.